Rodrigue Magnus. I'm at home in Santa Fe, New Mexico. My husband Douglas is very graciously doing this. We've never done an Instagram Live, but I followed some of you doing that, and I thought, you know what, we're going to try it. And today in particular, because I just did an interview, which I'll do a post about it, with this great guy named Maier of Kamio Productions, who's doing a little short film on life and legacy. So in order to do that, on my foundation, we had to rehang part of the house here and put these paintings. And I thought before I take them down, we'd do this little live thing, and I'd kind of tell you about this. So this particular painting was mine and George's wedding invitation. It was a complete surprise to me. He just told me he would be taking care of it, and then he gave me the painting as a wedding gift. One of the things that I was sharing for this little film was that George obviously painted himself as the dog here. Now, when he was doing paintings, a lot of paintings, people see them and they think, oh, that's funny. The things about the dog are funny. Or every painting is the same with the dog. Those sorts of things. This is not funny to me. This is romantic to me. And to George, it was very, very serious. It was our wedding portrait. Our wedding was serious to him. Our marriage was very serious to him and very important. Even as we had a lot of fun, all of these emotions, as we all know, can be interchanged in life. So George said that in me, he said that early on, that he had found his Jolie Blonde, which meant a great deal to me, as you can imagine. It meant even more to my mother. But also really cool in this is, of course, that he painted himself as the Blue Dog Man, as the dog. And this was indeed our wedding portrait and our invitation, for the wedding. And then these spirals he did throughout in his career. The spiral is perhaps the oldest symbol in art. I mean, it's on the walls of the cave paintings at Lascaux. So what does it mean here? Maybe hope for our future, maybe imagination, maybe the cosmos, maybe our love. It means a great deal to me, this piece, and I wanted you all to see it in this way. And since we're right here, a few other things just to spotlight. This is a really magnificent bronze that George did of Evangeline. He did this bronze in 1976 and then came back here to Santa Fe, New Mexico to recast it. I got to be a part of all of that. It was really awesome in the late 90s and early 2000s with Shadoni Foundry here. He did a lot of his bronze work here in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I think this is pretty cool because we all know about George cutting his trees off at the top. I've talked about that a lot. And yet he didn't know what to do here, because how are you going to cut it off at the top? And he came out with a way to do that, to literally cut Evangeline out of Nova Scotia and paste her onto South Louisiana as symbolized by this tree. And check out these roots. Check out the roots of the tree. Isn't that fabulous? And the way he did this. This was number 7 of 10. Really pretty fantastic. And then we have a few other things here in this corner. This very fabulous piece of Evergreen Lake, a Native American woman who George came to know here in Santa Fe and painted many, many times. Really magnificent piece. I like her expression very much. She has a lot to tell us. And this would be from 1986. And from 1974, I think this piece is an oak in a hurricane. There is the typical Rodrigue oak cut off at the top and the light in the distance. Very bright, shining light. Also of note is this frame, which is the original frame on the piece. You can see all this damage on the linen here. George didn't have the money in those days to buy his own frames, and so he would actually go to junk shops and flea markets and things and buy other people's paintings, discard them, and literally paint his painting to the frame, all in oil, full of expression. So thank you very much for tuning in. The movie will be coming in probably a couple months now because there's still a bit more filming to do. Our first live, I hope we did okay. I'll try it again sometime. And thanks. Have a good night. What do you think? Oh, we're still going.